Hello everyone and welcome once again to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. I am your host, your host, and as usual in the ghost mode, Mohit, Jain. Today we would be solving few questions which we have collected from TCS digital examination. They are a sort of question which were asked in the previous TCS digital examination. Sample questions, but you may just solve it. You may get these kind of questions, and you know the drill. Pause the session, try to solve it yourself, and then look out for the solution. So on this note, let's start now. Okay, on to the first sample question, and you must have followed the drill. There are 150 students in a hostel. If the number of students increases by 20%, 20% of 150 is 30, that means new number of students is 180. Then the total expenses for the students increases by rupees 750 per day, while the average expenditure per student diminishes by rupees 10. Suppose initially average expenditure were A, new expenditure, average expenditure is A minus 10. So initial expenditure were 150 times A, new expenditure are 180 into A minus 10. And it is given that total expenses increases by 750 per day. That means 180 into A minus 10 minus 150A equals 750. 180 minus 150 is 30A equals 750 plus 1800, that will be 2550. So A is 255 by 3, that is 8 times and 5 times, 85. What is the total expenditure of all the 150 students? It is 150 into 85, and we have our friend 150 into 85, that will give us 12,750. 12,750, that is in option C. On to the next one from probability. We have seen that PC prob topic is not so regular with TCS NQT, but in digital they give questions from permutation, combination, probability, so please go through it. A link of the playlist is for permutation, combination and probability is there in the description. J, T and S, John, Taylor and Sam are playing a game with the die. Each of them throw the die. Sam is likely to win $1,000 if the sum of the faces is at least 16. What is the probability that Sam wins? Since 3 of them are throwing individually, total number of cases that we can have is 216 cases in sequence. Now, the highest number that can appear on these dice is 6. And so the highest total on these 3 dices can be 18. We are looking out for the cases where the total is at least 16. That means it is either 16, 17 or 18. For 18, we will have only one case, that is 666. Let's run for 17. 17 is possible only if it is 665. And that can be arranged in factorial 3 by factorial 2, that is 3 ways. That is 665, 656 or 566. Now 16. We can have 16 as 664 or 655. These are the two cases in which we can have the total 16. 664 we will have factorial 3 by factorial 2, that is 3 cases again. And for 655 we will have again factorial 3 by factorial 2, that is 3 cases again. That will be 646 or 466, 655, 565 or 556. So total number of cases where the total is at least 16, that is 16, 17 or 18 is 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 plus 1, that is 10 cases. So favorable cases we have are 10 and total cases are 216. So the required probability is 10 by 216, that is 5 by 108, and that is in option C. Okay, on to the next one. I hope you are following the drill. Try to solve it yourself first. 578 pieces of toys were distributed equally among a certain number of children in such a manner that the number of toys received by each is 12 and half, that is 12.5% of the number of children. 12.5% in fraction is 1/8. So let the number of children are 8x, then the number of toys received by each is 1/8 of 8x, that is x. And the total number of pieces we have is 578. That is number of children into piece received by each is equals to 578. We need the value of x. So we have our dos with us. And what does it say? 578 divided by 8 is 72.25 and root will give 8.5. So x is 8.5. Question is, what is the number of children? Number of children is 8x. So number of children equals 8.5 into 8. That is 64 plus 4, 68. Number of children we have are 68. That is in option D. Okay, one more from probability, but this time it is conditional probability. And how to tackle questions of conditional probability without using conditional probability theorem or formula. A person carries 100 number cards, 0, 1, 0, 2 till 100. Shyam selects a card at random. What is the probability that the card selected by Shyam has a sum of digits at 7? Given that, whenever you see this word given that, the product of the digit is 6. Our total outcome set will be only restricted to set of those outcomes where the product of digits is 6. It would be 16, 61, 23 or 32. And no other number will have product of digits as 6. Now out of these total outcomes, how many are favorable outcomes such that sum is 7? Here sum is 7, here sum is 7. So out of 4, 2 are favorable. So required probability is simply 2 favorable out of 4. Those are the total outcomes. Answer is 1 by 2, option A. A very good questions from ratio proportion, and a question is compulsory. In the advanced section of TCS Digital, you will get a question from ratio proportion. 7 men, 5 women and 3 children are to distribute 2070 pence in 3 days. On the first day, all were present to distribute. On the second day, 3 men and 1 child were absent. 3 men, that means 4 men were present, 1 child, 2 child were present, and 5 women. On the third day, 3 women and 2 children were absent. 3 women and with 2, 2 children absent and with 1, and 7 men. These many were present on the third day. If number of pens distributed by each man, women and child in a single day, wherein the ratio 5:3:2, calculate the total number of pens distributed on the second day. Okay, let me see that how many men have worked, women have worked and children have worked in these 3 days. 7, 7, 14, 18, 5, 5, 10, 12, and this is 6. So if the number of pens distributed are 5x, 3x, 2x each day, so total number of pens distributed by men are 18 into 5, that is 90x. By women is 12 into 2, that is 36x. And by child is 6 into 2, that is 12x. So it comes to 138x, which is equals to 2070. With this, we can find the value of x. Okay, so 2070 divided by 138 is 15. So the common ratio is 15. Now the question is, how many pens were distributed on second day? On second day, these many pens were distributed. 4 into 5 is 20, 3 into 5 is 15, and 2 into 2 is 4. That is 39x pen were distributed on the second day. So it should be 39 into 15. 39 into 15 is 585. So on second day, 585, that is option D, number of pens are distributed. If you are the partnered college of TCS Digital, you know the frame, you know the syllabus pattern. Section A, Section B, both will have numerical ability. And the topic compound interest and simple interest are such that in both the section you will find at least one question from each. So that's why I have taken a question from compound interest also to discuss. A man borrows 7500 from a bank at 10% compound interest. At the end of every year, he pays rupees 2000 as part payment of loan, including the interest. How much does he still owe to the bank after 3 such installment? So you've taken 5700. He's supposed to pay into 1.1 because interest rate is 10% after 1 year. He returned 2000. Whatever remains, he need to pay interest in the next year, second year at 10%. This will be the amount. And then he returns 2000. This becomes the payable after 2 years. Again, this into 1.1 would be the amount payable at the end of third year. Minus 2000 becomes our required answer. To solve these things, take help of the on-screen calculator which has been given to you and use it. 7500 into 1.1 minus 2000. This is the starting figure at the beginning of year 2 into 1.1 minus 2000. This is starting figure at the beginning of year 3 into 1.1 minus 2000. This is the end figure at the end of year 3 or beginning of year 4. That is 3362.5. So we are getting 3362.50. How much does he still owe to the bank after 3 such installment? First installment, second installment, third installment. 3362.50, that is in option C, remains due. Pause the session, try to solve it yourself. And you will get 4 questions from percentages, profit and loss, mixture, ratio, proportion. The discount offered and the loss percentage received by H on selling apples is 4Z% and Z% respectively. Find the loss percentage received by the seller, that means the value of Z, if the ratio of cost price and marked price is 2:3. That means if cost price is 2, marked price is 3, that means it has been marked up by 1. 1 over 2 is 50%. That means markup is 50%. And from rule 3, net changing rule, link is there in the description, go through the entire rule book. We know that actual profit is equals to M minus D minus MD by 100. Our actual profit is actually loss of minus Z. M is 50, discount is 4Z minus 50 into 4Z by 100. So minus Z equals 50 minus 6Z. If I take 6Z here, I'll get 5Z equals to 50 or Z equals to 10. The loss percentage received by the seller is 10%. Option A is the pick. You may use any method to solve this, but I find this method really very interesting and very simple in these kind of cases. Please go through Rule 3, Master Class of Percentages, Master Class of Profit and Loss. That is there in the rule book. Link is there in the description. Okay, another one from averages. In a 9th standard class, there are 5 subjects. The average mark of the first 3 subjects is 90. That means total of these 3 is 270. And that of last 3 subjects is 85. Total of these 3 is 240, 255. That means sum total of all 5 subjects plus this subject is being taken twice. Third subject is equals to 270 plus 255. The marks obtained in the third subject is 70. Okay, this is 70. What is the average mark in all the 5 subjects? So 5 subjects total mark is 270 plus 255 minus 70. That is 455. So that means average per subject is 455 by 5. That is 91. Option B is the pick. Okay, typical example from upstream and downstream. A boat can go 5 km downstream and 4 km upstream in 63 minutes. That means let downstream speed is D and upstream speed is P. And 5 by D plus 4 by P equals 63 by 60. In hours we need to find, because this is in kilometer. The speed can be in kilometer per minute also. We can use 63 also. Let it be 63. It can also go 6 km upstream. Upstream is P. That is 6 by P plus 4 km downstream. 4 by D in 64 minutes. We need to solve these two to find the value of D and P. So to travel a distance of 35 km downstream, 35 by D plus 25 km upstream, how much time will be taken? We need to find the value of this. So let it be x and y, 1 by D and 1 by P. So we have 5x plus 4y equals to 63. 4x plus 6y equals 64. So, or 2x plus 3y equals to 32. If I multiply this by 2, 10x plus 8y is 126, and this by 5, 10x plus 15y equals 150, 160. Subtraction 15 minus 8 is 7y equals 34. Yes, so value of y 34 by 7. Let me use it here. Mm, 2x plus 312 102 by 7 equals to 32. 2x is 14 120 122 minus 102 by 7, that would be 122 by 7. So x is 61 by 7. We are looking out for the value of 35x plus 25y. 35 into 61 by 7 plus 25 into 34 by 7. 35 into 61 should be 2135 plus, let us check once, 35 into 61 is 2135, 25 into 34 is 850 plus 2135 divided by 7, 426. This value is coming to 426 minutes, and we have lost somewhere the options, so maybe like this would be the best fit. Okay, as promised, simple interest should be there in the sample question set. A question from simple interest, give it a try and then look for the solution. An amount of rupees 8,000 becomes 9560. Principal 8,000 becomes amount 9560 in 4 years at a certain rate of simple interest. Okay, difference is 1560. Divide that by 4. 12 is 3. Then 36 is 90. 390 per year. So 390 by 8,000 into 100 will give interest rate 39 by 8%. If the rate of interest is increased by 5%, then what amount will 8,000 become in 4 years? So 39 by 8 plus 5, that becomes 79 by 8%. We need to just find 79.8% of 8,000, that we can do it. Our calculator is there. 8,000 into 79 divided by 800. This is for 1 year. 790 into 4 for 4 years plus 8,000. That is the amount. 11,160. Option D. New rate percent is this. You can find the simple interest for 4 year. 8,000 into R by 100 into 4. Whatever you get, add 8,000 to it. What we are getting is 3160. 11,160 will be the new amount. That is in option D. So thank you everyone.